So in this video, I'm going to give you a very simple formula on how to analyze a deal, because going into 2023, it's going to be very important to know how to do this. So many people are always coming to me and asking me, but Mark, what do I do with this deal? What do I do in this circumstance? What do I do in that circumstance? And they've gone to the wrong side of the deal already. People just going streaming through Rightmove, just looking over and over again at properties and properties and properties and sending links to properties. You got to know, first of all, what your strategy is before you even start looking at it. I mean, we teach this over a series of days, different things. You get access to these YouTube videos as well. This will help you hone in. What are you doing it for? What's your strategy? Now, once we've got that, we now got to go and look, and we always start with the end in mind. Yeah, so this line here represents the GDV. What does that stand for? It stands for the gross development value. So whether I'm going to buy a property and sell it, it's going to be worth something once I've done the work to it. Whether I'm going to buy something, renovate it and rent it out, at the end of it, it's going to be worth something. So I've always got to know what the GDV is, and this line is going to represent the GDV. So this is the principle. It's not the situation. It's not anything to do with, the market prices or what's going on. None of that stuff. It's not. None of that matters. Yeah. So first of all, let me show you if we were just going to sell it. So first of all, I've got to know what is it going to be when I've got to sell it. So what is the GDV? So I've got to work out if I'm wanting to create a product of 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom. Now what I'll do is I'll be calling the agents and I ask them, and again I do this live in a room when I'm training people, helping people, and then I get them to do it as well so we can get through it. So we'll already know what products are selling in the market, or if I'm renting, what ones are renting very quickly for the best rates. So I'm going to have an end product in mind. So then I'm going to have a cost. And then what this is going to allow me to do is have a purchase price. So when I know what my product is, let's say it's a 4-bedroom house in a particular area with, a certain kitchen or whatever, because that's the one that's selling. Yeah, then I've got to go out there and now find something that is not that end product. You see, people just going through Rightmove trying to find a deal, wasting their time. You've got to say, right, here's the end product I'm going to produce. Let me go find something that's not that. Let me go find a 3-bedroom house. Let me find a 2-bedroom house, put an extension on, go up into the loft to make it the 4-bedroom house that I want. So I've got to find something that is not that property. Now, once I've got something that's not that property, I've got to work out what will it cost me to make it into that property. And what that will then give us is what we call the gap, because it's all about the gap. Agents might ask me, well, what's your budget? I don't have a budget. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for a gap. I don't have a budget on what I'm going to buy it for, because based on what I can turn it into and how much it's going to cost me to turn it into that will tell me how much I can buy it for, so I make my profit. Yeah, that's what we're looking to do. Now, let's just scroll on over here, start again on a rental one. So GDV, yeah, remember this is my line here, and then I'm going to show you how to analyze a deal. But first of all, I've got to just add in another line here, which is LTV. What's the LTV? It's the loan to value. So in this case, if it's like, let's say 75%, just means I'm going to get the bank, when I've finished turning it into this end product, I'm going to get the bank to lend me 75% of this figure. They're going to pay it to us. Now, I still need to work out what the cost is. So again, it's like, what's the product? Now go find something that's not that product. I need to find something that's not that. So I might want to produce an 8-bed HMO. I might want to produce 6 flats. I might want to produce whatever it is, a 5-bedroom house to rent out as a buy-to-let. Whatever that end product is, I've got to go find something that is not that. How much cost is it going to take me? And then again, here is then my refinance gap, meaning this gap here will allow me to take all of my money out. Now this is where the analyzing of the deal comes in. So I could take each or any single one of these and start analyzing it and say, hey, right, okay, so you know, this gap might be very small. Let's say here's the line and I haven't got enough room here. Or let's say the cost, let's say, is above this LTV. That means I'm going to leave money in the deal. So if that's the case, that's all right. I just can analyze each and every single one of these pieces. So the first thing I can do, how do I take this thing off? Yeah, the first thing I can do is have a look at this and say, right, GDV, how can I make the GDV more? Can I go to a different area? Or what also I could do is say, right, cost. The first thing that someone is going to do when it comes to cost is say, how do I take the cost down? How do I make the cost less? Here's one to consider. How do I make the cost more, but actually it will also make the GDV more? Now, we just had one recently with some of our tribe members where actually they did an extension which allowed them to get 3 more rooms. This extension cost a total of 50k. So the price went up 50k. Now, on the GDV, the gross development value, this actually each room was worth £100,000. So the GDV went up by 300k just from investing a further 50k. Do you understand what I'm saying here? This is the analyzing that you want to do. What about on a flip project where it's like, well, if I can add another bedroom, which is another 10, 15,000 for a loft conversion, well, actually, let's add another 20,000 for doing an extension to make the kitchen bigger. And it's like, well, I'm going to make it more saleable, and I've added £35,000 worth of cost here, but on the back end, it's going to be worth £70,000 because I just put it into another bracket by adding another room on. And if the rooms in the area are around £70,000, so 140 for a 2-bed, 2,100 for a 3-bed, this is something that I did myself, right? So, you know, add another £35,000, but this goes up. It means the extra investment is worth it because it makes this gap bigger, because my investment is 35 but my return is 70. That's 100% return on this investment here. Now, all of this using this principle can be done. Oh, and obviously one of the other things is you can negotiate the pricing to say, hey, listen, based on this and what I want to do to it, I need to buy, you know, the deal even lower price, yeah, than what they're asking for it. But it's not always about this, and you don't have to always do that. You see, I can invest more to get more, and this is how you can find quality deals in 2023, because you're not already finding them, you're creating them, which is what separates you from everybody else in the marketplace, because everyone else is trying to get below market value deals, just trying to walk across and have a deal slap them in the face. In competitive times, it separates the weak from the people who know what they're doing. In the times of boom and everything just going up, it makes people lazy, and they don't know how to then make property work for them when it tightens up a little bit. But for them it tightens up. For us, we're just getting started. Why? Because we know these principles. We know what we call the gap principle here, and that's what it is that we're looking for. The gap is our profit, and that's how to analyze a deal with this very simple method. Now, if you want more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Comment in, write in, message to us, let us know what it is that you need so we can help you get what you want. We're building this community. We're building a bunch of business entrepreneurs and beasts and property beasts, and we want to help as many people as possible reach their financial and business goals. So until next time, do the right thing for the right reason, because it is the only way you're going to discover your true potential. Boosh.